Welcome to Lead and Inspire with Mr. Hutchings, the podcast where we dive deep into the challenges and triumphs of the school community. I'm your host, Mr. Hutchings, and each week we'll explore strategies, share insights, and talk about real-world experiences that shape how we lead, teach, and collaborate in our schools. Whether you're a fellow educator, teacher leader, or school administrator, this podcast is here to spark ideas and support your journey in creating a cohesive, dynamic, and thriving educational environment. Today's episode is all about collaboration and conflict resolution, because let's face it, the road to a successful team isn't always smooth. We'll explore some strategies to turn conflict into opportunity and build stronger teams. So grab your coffee and let's get started. Collaboration and conflict resolution, building a cohesive team. You're not leading in isolation. A strong department thrives on collaboration, but let's be real, teamwork doesn't mean everyone always agrees. Disagreements will happen, whether it's over instructional methods, curriculum choices, or even something as simple as who gets to use the shared classroom space. The key is how you, as the department head, navigate these conflicts and turn them into opportunities for growth. Let me tell you about a situation which I saw early in my leadership. Our science department had a long-standing issue with lab scheduling. The chemistry teachers needed extended time for experiments, but the biology team often required the space for dissections. Tensions grew, passive-aggressive emails were exchanged, and by mid-year, it felt like we had two rival factions instead of one department. The department head had to step in, but not as referee. The goal wasn't just to solve the issue, but to get everyone working towards a sustainable solution. Here's what worked. Strategy number 1, the roundtable discussion. When conflicts arise, people want to feel heard. Both teams were gathered for an open discussion. No preset solutions, just a structured conversation where each teacher could voice their concerns and propose ideas. Some ground rules were set. Speak openly, but respectfully. No interruptions, no personal attacks. Focus on solutions. Complaining isn't productive unless it leads to ideas for change. Acknowledge limitations. They didn't have an unlimited space or time, so the team had to work with what was available. By the end of the meeting, the department landed on a shared lab use system that prioritized fairness. Chemistry would get the first half of the semester for intensive experiments, and biology would take the second half. For weeks, when both needed the space, the department adjusted schedules to accommodate short lab sessions for each. It wasn't perfect, but it worked because everyone felt involved in creating the plan. Strategy number 2, the one-on-one approach. Sometimes conflict isn't department-wide, it's between two individuals. Maybe a veteran teacher resists new technology, while a younger colleague is eager to integrate it. Or a new hire proposes curriculum changes that clash with long-standing traditions. In these cases, addressing concerns privately before bringing them to the group can prevent bigger conflicts. A real example. An English teacher in another department was struggling with a shift towards digital grading. She felt it was impersonal and cumbersome. Meanwhile, her younger colleagues saw it as a necessary step to move forward. Instead of forcing her to adopt it overnight, the department head set up a mentoring system where she worked one-on-one with a more tech-savvy teacher. They found a compromise. She started by using digital grading for short assignments while continuing traditional grading for essays. A few months later, she was fully on board. Strategy number 3. Define shared goals and keep the focus on students. In any conflict, always bring the conversation back to this. How does this impact student learning? When teachers see that they're working towards the same bigger picture, they're more willing to compromise. For example, when our history department debated whether to use primary sources more heavily in assessments, some teachers worried that students wouldn't have the necessary reading skills. Instead of turning it into an old versus new debate, we focused on the shared goal, better critical thinking skills for students. This led to professional development sessions, where teachers shared strategies for scaffolding primary source analysis. The result? A stronger curriculum and a department that felt unified instead of divided. Conflict isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign that people care. Your role isn't to eliminate disagreements, but to guide your team toward productive resolutions. Create space for dialogue, foster mutual respect, and always keep the focus on what's best for students. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Lead and Inspire with Mr. Hutchings. Remember, conflict isn't the enemy. It's a chance to strengthen your team and grow together. By fostering open communication, focusing on shared goals, and creating opportunities for constructive conflict, you can transform your department into a powerhouse of collaboration. If you found today's episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, rate, and share with fellow educators. And don't forget, let's keep learning, leading, and growing together. Until next time, I'm Mr. Hutchings, and stay inspired, stay connected, and keep doing great work for your students.